Hi, this is the Katapult for Katapult Gaming, and in this episode we're going to be working on our bingo profile. So today we're going to be working on the garden, so we'll get this place set up and we'll upgrade. Instead of this farm suit armor, we'll upgrade to our next set of armor, and that way we'll be able to get combat to level 12 at least in the episode today. So with that, we are over at the garden and we're going to talk to Sam. And after a little bit of dialogue, Sam will ask us to do a couple of tasks. And if you remember, in the previous video we had already gotten a bunch of wheat, so we'll be needing some of that. So we see here that Sam wants 25 wheat, which we have way more than what he needs, which is good. And then when we talk to him at the composter, he's going to say that he's filled that up with a little bit of the compost already, but we're going to have to put some fuel, so that is going to be the next step. And for that, I'm going to go over to the hub, over to the bank, and withdraw the cash that I have there. And when we get over here, I'll go to the Skymart menu and buy some farming essentials, and basically we're going to be purchasing some biofuel. And when you put it in the first time, it takes only about 7 seconds to get your first compost. The future ones will take a good bit more time than that one, but we see we already have that available there. The next step is to buy a plot over at the desk. So if we go here, it doesn't really matter which one you unlock. I like to pick this one over here, but any of the others would definitely do. And we'll get our wheat compacted again so it takes less space. Put it away in storage, and when Sam is done talking, they give you Sam's site, which is going to be helping out with clearing the plot. Now, the first thing I like to do when I'm clearing a plot is go over to the trees, and this definitely helps if you have the elixir potion, or if you get a bingo splash from the bingo Discord. But ultimately I like to climb the trees and get all the tree trunks out of the way, because that way when you progress past to a certain level, all of the leaves will automatically start falling down and it'll get you all the way to completed. So basically you kind of leave, if you can jump 2 blocks high, you kind of set yourself up so you can climb the tree up that way and reach the higher branches that you can. Some of the trees, you'll see that you have a stump where you can jump on the second tree, second block already, and then you jump on the 4th one, and that will give you access to the next pieces over here. We're also going to be getting a little bit of wood collection and a little bit of the skill for foraging XP also. So depending on the bingo, sometimes you have some forestry related tasks to do. This month I don't think there's anything to do with it, but definitely something that in other months does come in handy to get that skill started a little bit here, and then you can go near the part to keep leveling up if needed, and even upgrade your axes and all that. But for this profile over here, the promising axe with no upgrades or anything is going to be sufficient for this month's bingo for sure. And we'll see over on the right side, you'll see the cleanup. We're now at almost 8%. This part probably takes the longest of all to clear the trees, but again, I think it's best to get that one started and out of the way. So after that, once you clear all the grass, normally it'll start auto-completing once you get the cleanup at 80%. and the leaves start decaying automatically. Some plots are more complicated than others to clean, and normally speaking, the more advanced a plot is and the more compost that it requires, the worse that it's going to be. But the first couple of plots are pretty easy, and as you can see over there, sometimes you have to keep jumping up the tree once you get in the last plot, so sometimes you have to do a lot of climbing to reach to the top branches and get the entire tree cleared out, but it shouldn't take that long to have all of the trees out of the way as we have here. And then we can switch to the site and you can take the grass. There are some plugins that sometimes hides the grass from you, so if you don't see any grass anywhere, probably you have that thing activated, and you probably have to go, I think it's in the essential, I forget where, okay, yeah, over here. I think that one is the one that hides that, and it's a feature that can boost the performance. But if you are cleaning a plot and you have to see the grass in order to clean it, then you'll have to turn that on. And I believe there were some plots that were having issues where even after you cleared pretty much all of it, you had to start digging and clear a lot of the dirt and rocks and everything to get the plot cleaned up completely. But in the latest update, I think they fixed a lot of those plots up, so now hopefully things are going to be a lot smoother for completing and cleaning up these plots. But normally the first ones you do tend to be pretty simple and shouldn't be causing you too much issues anyway. And I'd say the only big tip here for now is not to harvest the leaves that are high up in the trees, and just wait until the auto decay starts, and that way you'll be all good to go in that direction. So we'll just complete there, and we're already at 44%. And if you've cleared all of a plot and you still don't have the 80% for the leaves to start, or if you've done all the leaves and everything and you're still not at 100%, then you can start cleaning. If there's rocks or stones or something like that, cobblestone or stones, you can start clearing those out too. And then lastly, you may have to get rid of the grass blocks and then the dirt blocks if all else fails. But again, for the first couple of plots, you should be good without doing all of that. But if you are going to spend a lot of time on the garden, even on a bingo profile, but especially if you're doing an Ironman or another type of profile, then probably you'll want to eventually unlock all of your plots, and some of them are a little bit more work to clear out, but still not too bad. And as you kind of level up and get more copper and all that, there is an upgraded version of the same site which lets you clear up a little bit wider. So this one, it clears up a tree by tree area, and you can have an upgraded one and that will clear up to a 5x5 area at the same time. So we can see here we're now at 63% and kind of running out of grass. So then at this point I'm going to just start randomly jumping and clearing up some of the leaves here that I can reach, and hopefully that's going to help clear some of it. And if there's any wooden blocks that you forgot to take, this would be a good time to kind of clear that off. And basically any leaf that is connected to a wooden block will not decay automatically when it comes to time. Now I'm kind of starting to wonder if that new change is actually going to make it a little bit more complicated instead of easier. And after you get to, I think it seemed to start a little earlier this time, but you'll see now that I'm at 80% past. Definitely you'll see the cleanup going up automatically, and you'll see the leaves kind of decaying and some of the items falling on the floor like that. But it kind of looks like this time around it might not be enough to get all of it done, so we will get our trusty promising shovel that we've leveled up previously, and we're gonna help get the number up quicker this way. And while we are cleaning some of this dirt and grass, the leaves are gonna keep decaying and give us faster progress over there. And as we can see now, everything is unlocked. So the next step that we have to do is find out where Sam in the main building is over there, the barn, and we'll be able to keep working on the next part of the quest. So when we talk to Sam, they say it's time to collect some of that, and he's asking for 100 wheat, which again we have way more than enough over here, so we can just trade that in. And if you didn't save enough from previously, that's not a biggie. You can go back and just farm some more wheat in the hub, and if you have access to the private hubs, that's gonna definitely help you go a lot faster. So when you talk to Sam, they're gonna summon the first visitor automatically, and over here Jerry is asking for 15 wheat and he's gonna give us 5 copper, so that is pretty good, and it's gonna get us started for what we're gonna need next. And after that we're gonna need some more visitors to complete the rest, and kind of one of the next goals that we're gonna have is over here we're going to want to unlock the advanced gardening hoe over here. This one will give us replenish one automatically. Once we get that, we'll probably want to level up our enchanting a little bit to take advantage of that, but we can worry on that a little bit down the road. Now that we have all of that set up, we can kind of get rid of these items. We'll bring in our seeds and enchanted seeds, and this is one of the new features of the garden over here, where you are now able to plant. So if we go over here and plant this as a wheat field, you now not only use the seeds, but on top of that you can use the enchanted seeds to plant some of this also. So that way, if you've converted converted your seeds to enchanted seeds already, that is not a big issue. You're still going to be able to plant all of that. So right now we don't necessarily have a whole lot of seeds planted, but we probably have about a third of a plot, and we're gonna let this complete, and once it's finished it's gonna start progressing a little bit, and you'll see the seeds kind of grow and become the fully grown wheat, which we'll be able to harvest. One of the things in the garden, if you have a farming related set of armor, you can jump and not break your crops, so this is another advantage of having this farm suit over here to begin with, so you can just walk and jump around the garden and not be worried of messing up your plots at all. And at this point you kind of have the choice that you can either wait for these crops to be ready and then harvest them when you are, and you keep replanting the seeds to expand until you finish the whole plot, or you could go back to the hub and finish gathering more seeds, farming over there in order to get completed. So it's really up to you if you want to take advantage of this to maybe take a break and just AFK over here in the garden. That is the one disadvantage, is if you're out of the garden then these will not grow, so if you need to be active and doing things right now, probably you should be heading back to the hub and getting more seeds to finish this off. But if the timing is right to take a break, you can take a break and then let all of this wheat grow, and once it's grown we'll be harvesting that and harvesting and replanting, and taking a look at the visitors as we go along the way also. Alright, so after a bit of time we have the wheat finally regrown over here, so we're just gonna go and harvest everything, and as we get through we'll put a couple of things in our compactor over here. If you have it, it's going to make this a lot easier, and if you don't already, then you'll probably have to do a lot of compacting by hand, and to be honest, you know, probably if this is your first bingo and you haven't had the composter yet, or one of your first bingos, probably the first couple of bingos you should be focusing on points and probably not so much on doing a lot of farming, but just enough to get the quests ready and to unlock just the minimum that you need to do. But if you are serious and you can get a lot of dedication for books through the bingo profile and transfer them to your main profile, so if you go that way, that's gonna definitely help you out quite a lot. But for now we're just gonna keep harvesting a lot of this, and we'll once we're done harvesting everything, we'll replant it kind of the same way that we replanted it, just using the desk interface, and each time we do, we'll be replanting more and more of this. And as we get new visitors, we're gonna go check on them to see if that's something that we can trade them, and if it gives a decent amount of copper, we'll make the effort to go get that item, even if it means going to the farming island to get, for example, some carrots or sugarcane or something else to trade it in, because we're definitely going to want to have that replenish hoe, and that way we won't have to replant things manually and wait for it to grow, because if we had the replenish hoe by the time you're done, especially on a bingo profile where you don't have the optimal speed and everything yet, probably one plot is probably about sufficient to do almost infinite harvesting. If you were to unlock a second plot, then definitely you'd be more than good enough to just keep harvesting over and over again. And with the replenish hoe, you don't have to bother replanting each time and having to wait a whole bunch of time for the crops to be ready to harvest again. You'll probably notice in the bottom left the timer, it went through and started off with in the 15-minute timer, and it went down to 0, and I did not get any visitor. Basically what's going on there is you can only get the visitors that you've unlocked, and first it will roll for the rarity of the visitor, and once the rarity is decided, then it will find a visitor out of the list that you have access to. But if you have no visitor of that rarity, then unfortunately it means that you will not get any visitors for that time around, and you're going to have to keep going in order to unlock the next visitor. And as you progress, we'll be getting access to a couple more visitors. Some of them are unlocked as you level up, and there's some others that are unlocked under special circumstances. And now that we've finished harvesting everything that we had planted there, we'll go to the plot here and we'll replant the wheat again, and that way we can let the game do the planting automatically for us. We don't have to manually go and plant all of these, so this is definitely a great time saver even without the replenish, but definitely if we had the replenish we would be saving even more time over here. And as we are working on that, basically what we'll be looking for over here, if we go to the collection and the wheat collection. So over here at wheat 7 we'll get the enchanted hay bales, and at wheat 9 we get access to the farm armor. And you'll see this is a nice rare armor set that gives you plus 20 health and plus 75 defense, so, and on top of the plus 10 farming fortune. So that will be our next set of armor, and we'll keep farming some wheat until we get access to all of it. But yeah, you can see that just by harvesting about a third of a farm load of wheat, we were able to get enough of the seeds to replant almost a full garden. I think we're going to be running out just around here. Yeah, let me see. It stopped over there, and the rest of it we didn't quite have enough to replant the full garden, but extremely close. And we can probably put this away here for now, save us some space. And we'll be waiting for this to unlock and to regrow, and then we'll be able to harvest it again. But we will go over here to the librarian, and I'll have to sneak and talk with him because of the Sky Henny plugin. But basically by unlocking the librarian, then this is going to be one more visitor that can visit us on the garden. So that's going to be a good one to go. Then we're just going to do a /walk garden to go back. And we will park ourselves in the corner over here and wait for everything to regrow. And once it's all regrown, we'll be back and we'll keep harvesting some more. So our garden has regrown, and then we're just going to harvest everything again. And once we do, we'll be back, and Oh yeah, actually, enchanted seeds is one thing that you can't use to harvest with, so if you get one of them you have to switch to a different spot. But there's a lot of things you can use to harvest, including the hay bales over here. Ideally, you know, having a good hoe will make things better, but I don't feel like investing a lot of time and energy enchanting a hoe is really beneficial until you get the one with the enchant already on it. So probably going to be better to just wait it out a little bit more. One thing that's worth noting too is if you look on the left side, you'll notice that the money per hour widget doesn't really work with the mod at this point, and basically it requires a hoe to notice that you are farming. So if you're using anything else, it doesn't even know that you are farming wheat at this point, so that's why that number is not updating. But once we do get the hoes, then we're going to be good. As you hunt, you'll notice that now I have a pest that appear. Basically, when you get to a certain garden level, this is now a possibility. So we are going to go talk to Philip over here, and he's going to give us our first vacuum after we speak with him a little bit. And the first one isn't too good, but the latest update should have given it a little bit of an update, so I think it should be easier to hunt the pests now when you start off as compared to what it used to be. So if we look over here, you'll see that it now has both the left click and right click ability, and I do have some mods too that make it easier to find the pests. So you'll see here that it highlights the plot that it's in, and when I do a left click, it's going to try to guess where it is. Like, doesn't always fully work, but it usually works a little bit better than using the built-in kind of trails that it leaves when you left click. So with that, we are now able to get some of the stuff a little bit easier than we were able to previously, and we'll be able to keep farming. But yeah, it's a adding the left click ability to the first vacuum is definitely a great addition in this latest garden update, because previously I had to build basically some scaffolding on top that let you go across the field pretty quickly and help you find it until you had enough of the coppers to upgrade your vacuum. But now that's no longer necessary, and you can get back to farming a lot quicker than you used to be able to. Now that we've managed to harvest everything again and replant everything, this time around we're gonna go dispose of our leftover seeds, and basically I'll put them in the composter over here, and that's gonna help us get more compost and open up more plots so we can plant more things over here. And so we'll go over here and get so we'll put in 5 of the biofuel over in the composter over here, and that's gonna give us some compost over time. So in this month's bingo, we're gonna have to put a carrot field in order to do one of the missions, and then also I like to put 1 or 2 of the sugarcane fields, so that way if we get any dedication 4 books, we're going to be able to trade for them to the librarian. So we'll check over here, you know, see this one, 67 enchanted potatoes just to get 2 coppers. Probably not worth the effort at this point, so we'll wait till we get maybe another Jerry or one of the traders that's going to give us a bit more of the coppers that we need to try to get to 15 coppers, 25 coppers that we need to get our replenish hoe. Alright, we're back once again, and we are getting really close to having the collection ready to be able to get our armor done and take a break from the garden. And as much fun as farming is, I like to take a break and go fight some enemies once in a while. So we're definitely going to have that opportunity very soon. But for now, we'll just keep farming this a little bit more. And when we get the notification that we are good to go, then we can start making our armor. And usually around the time that you unlock the collection for making the armor, might not be able to do the full armor set as of yet, but we probably are going to be pretty close. So we see we have 14 enchanted hay bales already. So let's go over here and we can make the armor, and let's do the helmet. And we're going to need some more pieces to make the leggings and the boots. So the leggings are going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then the boots 4. So we need 11. And we have 1 enchanted hay bale over here. So let's keep farming as we go through this. And once we have our 11 more hay bales, I'll be back. And we can start making our armor and getting ready for the next step of this bingo profile. So we've gone a little bit above and beyond, and we have 14 of the enchanted hay bales. So we will make our farm armor leggings, and we'll have to go in the more crafting options to take a look over here and get the farm armor boots. So now we have our set of rare armor that we can use to go fighting with. And basically we'll put that over here in our first set of armor now that that's unlocked, and we'll go and put this one here over at the end. Probably not gonna use it again since the other one is basically better in every possible way that we can use. So now we have more farming fortune, more health, and more defense. So we'll just go over here and put that on, and just with that we have a lot better stats than we had just a short while ago. So with that being done, we are now ready to take a break from farming. So we'll put that away over here, and we had put this thing to repaste. We'll just keep our seeds in the inventory until this is finished over here, and we can see that this is now completed, and the interface kind of gives you the leftover seeds from the last enchanted you put in. So we'll put that over here, and we are good to go. And we'll store our compost, spare compost over here, and when we come back we'll have more compost ready. Take a look at the weaponsmith, but again he's only offering 2 copper, and we have a lot more pressing things to be working on at the moment. So the next step is, let's take our promising pickaxe out, and we're gonna go fighting some ice walkers, and probably get our end sword ready, because once we are level 12 we're gonna go over to the next space, and we'll get over here to the banker, deposit our purse, because this is or actually let's go here actually and withdraw some money, and let's go put a reforge over here. And if you remember from the first video, we had gotten some coal that was ready for this purpose specifically, and so when we talk to the blacksmith, he's gonna let us enchant our or reforge our piece of armor, and the first one only costs you 10 coal. So let's put in our armor for now, and this gives us Fierce, which is a great start. And we'll try to get Fierce on all of them for now. So we don't really need that in the moment to go kill the Ice Walkers, but once those are done and we go over in the end, we're definitely going to need these to be able to kill the Endermen. And sometimes you get pretty lucky on these, and sometimes it takes you a lot of tries to get the random reforge that you are looking for. And while we're here, might as well reforge the sword, and we're going to be going for the sharp reforge for here, and doesn't really matter for this one, but you know, we'll just take kind of the first random one that we get for this. So with all of that done, we'll go back to the bank, because for the next part we will be dying quite a lot to the Ice Walkers to get that part ready. So we are ready again at the Ice Walkers to work on our combat skills. So we'll be getting to combat 12 over here. It's going to go pretty quickly. We are using a pickaxe to get the bonus damage. This is going to do basically be enough to one-shot them whether we crit or not. And it's going to go up by pretty quickly. If you see there's too many competitors, you can just go to a different lobby. And we're going to go kind of the risky way. So again, just kind of putting everything in the bank and trying to kill these off as quickly as we can. But it is kind of hard because they have a pretty decent range and speed, which means that they can rush by and get to you in between the animations of you swinging your pickaxe. But it is going to be a pretty quick and easy way to get to level 12 combat, and shouldn't be too much of an issue. And even if we die a couple of times on the way, we have put all our money in the bank, so it really doesn't matter. And it's just a matter of teleporting back to the forge, and that's gonna let us keep fighting pretty quickly. So you get a little bit of downtime time every time that you die, but it is not really that bad. And you can kind of see the other guy here. He's doing a pattern, and that tends to work pretty well, where if you just go around, you kill the Ice Walkers after they respawn, and you just keep running around over there. But we'll see, there's a couple of people already in that lobby, so let's go back to the hub and teleport back to the forge and see if we get a lobby with maybe a little bit less traffic in it. Well, that one wasn't too bad, but especially during bingo season, there's quite a lot of people combining and trying to compete for that spot. And if we go over here, we'll see, oh yeah, there's actually a couple of people down in the bottom here, but we'll see once we go up, and they're kind of trying to snipe them at a distance there. So that's not too good. Yeah, looks like they're only gonna let us maybe have a couple of kills per respawn, but yeah, I found that doing this loop over here is pretty good, where by the time you are finished with a loop, the Ice Walkers will have respawned, and then you drop down at the bottom there, and you just keep going in a circle like this, and you'll be good. And if you want to drop kind of over here, you can make sure you don't take too much damage, but there's definitely a lot of you know, basically balancing between how quickly you want to go and kind of maximize your speed versus taking a little bit more damage. So just as you go, you can adjust where you drop down a little bit and see based on how comfortable you are taking risk over here. And yeah, so it's as we can see, pretty easy to level up our combat, so we are halfway till our next level. We're past halfway because we're at almost 3.5k out of 5k, and we'll just keep killing these ice walkers until we get combat 12, and then we'll be ready for our next challenge over in the end. And at the rate this is going, I think we're going to be heading in the end pretty quickly. It kind of helped that I already had done a decent amount of killing back in the Dwarven Mines, so already got a kind of some bonus combat XP over there. But even if you had to do all of it over here, it goes pretty quickly. I find if you can get a lobby to yourself, it actually helps, because then you can better control when the mobs respawn and you don't get surprises where they respawn right on top of you. I find those are the ones that tend to tag me more frequently than the regular ones. So we'll see if we get lucky this time. Very frequently in bingo season you're going to see a lot of people in the entrance over here. But if we can be lucky enough and have nobody else farming the top there, which doesn't quite seem to be the case, but we'll just kind of keep taking a look to see what happens. This one, he seems to be staying just on top here, but kind of don't normally like to be casing people, so we'll see if he stays on top there. I'll probably end up switching to a different lobby. We'll see. Yep. This is starting to be not nice from my part, so we'll go over to the hub and teleport back to the forge. And I like to do it the nice way. It's not nice when somebody starts killing all your mobs in front of you and stealing them from you, so I don't like when people do it to me, so I try not to do it to other people. And we can see this time we have a nice empty lobby, and that gets us to level 11 already. There is somebody on top there already, so we'll let them have the top, even though that's usually a bit of the safer space, because these ones in here, when you kind of go in, the ice walkers, they very frequently spawn right on top of you, so the death rate is probably higher for killing these ones in the middle here. But there's also more of them available, and you know, it's one of these things where you kind of take a couple more deaths by not taking the time to get everything else. But we'll see. Don't really have a great weapon for fighting these Diana mobs over there, but we'll kind of make do. But basically where I'm going at is you can reach the level 12 combat so quickly by doing this that it's not worth spending a lot of time getting your weapons and armors ready and enchanted, and you know, all of the extra work that you'd have to put there in prep just to save off a couple of deaths. I'd rather just deal with the respawns a little bit, and actually I'm quite lucky. Well, okay, this is the third glassite gear that I get while farming these already, so normally not used to be this RNG carried, but that's pretty cool. And actually we may, if we decide to go for the quests down here, that might be good to have a mining set of gear to go forward with. But most likely, as this bingo progresses, kind of mostly just keep recording on how to unlock the different pieces, and I'll do the points that are kind of the easiest ones to get. And after that, mostly be focusing on getting the dedication for books. That's really what I'm after for the bingos these days. I forget how many books I'm needing more. I think I probably need like 3 or 4 more books, and then I'll have dedication for on all of my tools on the main profile. So until I get all of these, I'm kind of dedicating my bingos to the dedication books, if that makes sense. And the first couple of bingos, there I really focused on points to get the bingo ranks up and really make it a lot easier, especially once you have the compactor 5000. That makes doing the bingos a lot easier and quicker, especially when you get to the garden section. Having the ability to upgrade your crops without having to manually do it all the time, that definitely helps quite a lot. And we're gonna go here. Ooh, sometimes they really love to spawn and surprise you right on top of you like that. And there's times that there's not a whole lot you can do except go back and just keep teleporting. At least the teleport over here in the forge is pretty close by, and you don't lose a whole lot of time each time you teleport. You lose a tiny little bit, but it's really not too bad. And we are halfway from level 11 to 12, so that's starting to get pretty cool. And sometimes I like to kind of park on the side a bit and wait till they respawn. I find, especially if you don't have an upgraded armor, that it's very easy to get tagged on the side there. But if you see that the top here seems to be free, usually that's the best way to avoid a lot of these surprises. So you can be the one surprising them instead of the one that gets the mob spawned on top of them. So I find if that's available, it does cut a bit on the deaths, but I've found there's a little bit of luck involved in killing these, really. Sometimes if you die too many times, you'll have people starting to comment a little bit, but I find if you have a bingo profile and you know, a lower skyblock level, like right now we're skyblock 10, people kind of give you a break on the spamming with the death messages. And you've seen there, like I had a little bit of a lag spike where I was hitting the mob and nothing was happening, so really that's gonna make a difference on those two. If you slightly lag at a time that the monsters spawn on top of you, they can easily kill you before you even see them. But with enough perseverance, you'll get that level 12 combat in hopefully less than 10-15 minutes, and then you'll be ready to go to the end for the next run of getting killed over and over again until we get the Ender armor. But it should go pretty quickly after that. And we are at 6.2k out of 7.5k. Just gonna wait there, let the mobs respawn. Sometimes it's good to kind of do it the smart way instead of kind of getting surprised by the mobs, but sometimes I just get anxious to get into action. And well, that one took like 5 or 6 seconds for the hit to register. So kind of see there. But yeah, probably if we go around there, maybe 1 or 2 rounds, we might be good to get that tagged over there. And we now have combat 12, so with that we will go to the hub and we'll talk to Elixir to refresh that over here. And we can put the glassite pieces that we got over here, so that'll give us 3 pieces of the epic armor set. And we see it gives pretty good defense actually, and plus speed for all the pieces, so that could actually be an option that we go. But because we're going to be doing a lot of our fighting in the end, I find it doesn't really matter for the moment. So we will go in with our sharp end sword and the fierce farm armor chestplate over here. And actually, if we teleport to the spider's den, since we had gone previously, don't have to walk there, and we'll just go on top of the hills and see if we can get to the end over here. And while we're on the way, we'll kill a couple of monsters. This could get us closer if we decide to come back for some bestiary levels over there. Looks like one of the skeletons tried to hit me on the way. So when you get to the end, it's important to talk to the lone adventurer over here. He's gonna give us a couple of quests that are really worth it. And basically we'll start with the end sword over here, and he's asking us to kill 5 of the Endermen. So we're just gonna spam the attacks over here. In the beginning it's you know, might take you a little bit more, but as we kill these we'll get access to a better sword, and that one will start spending a bit more time to upgrade the sword, and also we'll be getting some of the end armor pieces, and then we'll go for the equipment, and that's gonna help us survive and kill monsters a lot easier. That you know, probably in an hour from now we're gonna be one-shotting not only these Endermen but the higher level Endermans too, so definitely gonna be good. And let's see here. Alright, we can talk to the adventurer over here. And he's recommending us to use the Void Sword instead. And he's asking us for the 200k for it, which means that we'll have to go back to the hub and take some money out. This is going to be one of our largest expenses, and we'll teleport back to the end. Now we have access to the end spawn, and when we talk with him, I should go through the dialogue again. And now we can get the Void Sword, and if we kind of compare the two side by side, you'll see damage 125 as opposed to 35 damage, so this is really going to be good. And then you get 20 strength for each piece of ender armor that you wear, so it's going to very quickly become a really great piece of equipment. And then let's go to the hub over here. Let's just take the money out for now, and we'll go deposit it afterwards too. But we'll go to the blacksmith and see if we can get the sharp over here. So that's going to give us 17% crit chance and 55% crit damage. So already with that we should be able to see a decent improvement. And we do have 68 levels over here, So let's take a look at what we could get, and probably sharpness would be a good one to get for the Enderman. Experience is another great one too. It means that you'll get the EXP faster. Basically, this lets you kill faster, and this can get more XP faster, so you can get the other enchants. Some of the good ones are looting and luck are gonna all help get more of the other items that you're looking for. But right now we have the sharpness 5 added, and we'll wait till we get to 45 experience to get the other enchants and start putting the enchants there. The other advantage of doing this is we're going to be getting some enchanting experience, so as we get our sword and armor sets ready, we're also going to be grinding for that. And now let's take a look. So with the new sword, we're doing already double the damage as we were doing with the previous sword. So you can see, you know, there's some really good gear in here that we can get. And once we get to 45 of the XP levels in the bottom, we'll go put a new enchant on. Or if we get a new piece of armor, then we're going to be equipping that, and we're going to go back to the hub to put their reforges on it. So I'll kill a bunch of these, and when one of those two things happen, I'll come back to the video. And just like that, we got our Ender helmet. So let's go back to the hub, and the important here is to keep remembering to take the money out, go put the reforge on, and remember to put the money back in the bank before we go back over there. So here we can go with the fierce, put that on, and we'll start building up our new set of armor slot over there. And with this, we are ready to teleport back to the end and keep fighting until we either get our next piece of armor or we get to 45 XP. And you can also notice that every time you get a piece of equipment, your damage goes up. So just that one piece of armor increased our damage by about 300. And every piece of armor and equipment that we get will kind of give similar results. So now we have our leggings, which again was pretty quick. And we're going to go put the reforge on it also. And now that we have that there, park this other piece over here. And as always, we'll go back to the bank, deposit our money in case we get killed, and in this part of it does happen quite a bit, but as we get our set of gear up, you'll get to a point where you just one-shot all of the mobs, and we'll get some lifesteal and all that. So after a certain point, you probably won't be dying to these mobs anymore, and the progression actually ends up going by pretty quickly. So you go from taking damage to just finding this place really easy, really quickly with the progression that we're doing here. And as we put more enchants and stuff on our weapon and then our armor, it's going to make a really big difference. So. And another one, another thing that's going to make a pretty good difference too is once your crit rate reaches 100%. I'm not sure if I'm quite there yet. So yeah, I'm at 96% crit chance, but as we upgrade to the higher armor, Basically, we're going from a blue rare armor to an epic armor, so the fierce bonuses will go up. And when we have a couple more of these pieces, then we'll be at 100% crit rate. And that also is going to help one-shot these, because then every piece of armor that you get, your crit rate increases, and then at 100% crit rate, every attack you do is going to be a crit. And if your crits are hard enough to one-shot the enemies, then 100% of your attacks will be one-shotting these Endermen over here. The other important piece too is after we got the weapon, it's important to talk to the Lost Adventurer over here. Basically, he wants us to get the 8 pieces of Ender armor, and he's going to give us some more quests, and then eventually you can get a free bow out of him. So that's going to be a pretty useful thing to get for free. But it's good to be sure to talk to him early, because any piece of armor that you received before doesn't seem to be counting too much. I don't know if you throw it on the floor and re-pick it up if it's going to count, but I know in the past it's happened where I forgot to talk to him, got the 8 pieces of armor and equipment, and then had to keep farming longer to refarm some of the items because I hadn't received the credit for it yet. And with that, we are now level 45 XP, so we'll go to the hub and put our next enchant over here. So we'll go with experience, that way we'll get more of the experience orbs as we are killing enemies. And while we're in here, let's go to the bank and deposit the money we have, and we can see as we are getting more pieces of armor and getting things in better shape, we are dying less often and starting to actually accumulate money as we kill these. And then at the end, things are going to go pretty quickly. And you also get some bonus coins too from completing different collections and things like that, and leveling up your skills. So that's going to be another way that we're accumulating money this way. So if you see you're starting to have too much money, or at least more than you'd be comfortable losing half of, then it's good to do another trip to the bank to make sure that that gets saved aside. And now we got the Ender necklace, which is pretty good too. And we'll go here, and I think they've introduced some reforges that you can put on these now. In the old days you had to have special items, I think, but now there's a couple of simple ones you can get, like this one, the Soft Ender Stain. Colossal gives you more health and defense. Astute for intelligence. Honored seems to give you a decent grouping of them, but Menacing I think is the one we're going to be going with, and it goes well with the rest of our pieces of equipment. So with that, it'll give us a little bit more of the crit chance again, and more crit damage, so that when we do a crit, we hit for even more. And then that will also give us, oops, teleported to the wrong one, but that's going to give us 20 more strength from having one more piece of equipment. So again, we're going to see that our damage is going to improve once again from having that, and we're already at the point where we're hitting these for half of the damage each time, so we are down to only needing 2 attacks per Enderman. And we can see that their progression is going up pretty nicely. And now we got a pair of Ender boots. So let's go back to the hub and put a reforge on these ones too. And pretty quickly here, you can see, yeah, we're making really good progress. We're even just about 30 minutes ago, we were just combat 10 and getting one-shotted basically by the ice walkers, and now we are starting to hold our own a lot more better than we were able to not that long ago. So the progression in this stage of the game is really nice, and we can get there pretty quickly. The other thing, let's see, yeah, we can also do the enchanted ender pearls, and we'll remove the enchanted hay bales for now, but basically we'll have that in, so that way the inventory doesn't refill up too quickly with all of these. And at this point we are missing only the chest plate. Let's see if we get lucky and the next piece that we get is a chest plate, or if we're going to end up getting a whole bunch of duplicate before we get that chest plate that we need. And with that, we now have our chest plate, and we are good to complete this part of the armor set. And we did get 3 of the duplicate ender necklaces, so once we're done, we're going to be going down in the bottom, and let's sacrifice those and get some points that we can use to get some more bonuses over there. So now we have our full piece of ender there, and let's take a look when is the next enchant that we want. So probably looting at level 45 would be a good one, and then luck at 50 and so forth. And as we get enchants put on these, we are getting enchanting XP, which also means that we're going to get more options to put more enchants in the near future. So let's teleport to the dragon nest and go in the bottom over here. And we'll talk to the draconic altar and sacrifice these necklaces over here. And, you know, usually you get ender pearls, sometimes you'll get lucky and you get a summoning eye. But ultimately what we're after over here is the dragon essence, because with these, when you talk to Tiso, you have the one punch ability, which gives you 500 damage to the first strike against Endermen and Endermites. So that's definitely going to help us down the road doing more damage. But for the next piece that we get, let's take our pickaxe out and let's see if this one is going to be sufficient. But I think if we get here and if you see anything with particles, we're going to be trying to get these and getting the next piece of equipment. There is some chance to get the piece of equipment, which is fairly low, so you'll need to do a bunch of these normally. Or if you're lucky, you're going to get a bunch of the Endermites instead. And, you know, definitely in the beginning, there's a chance that they will be the ones to kill you instead of the other way around. Now we're seeing the pickaxe here is not really ideal for opening up this, so one option would be to go back and make ourselves a diamond pickaxe. Probably that's gonna be a little bit faster, but or we can just continue doing the end stones in order to get our next piece of equipment. And I just remembered we actually should have, yeah, we have some oak wood over here, and we also have some diamonds from stuff we did previously. Actually, let's go back to the hub before this ends up. So we'll do some sticks. Oh, and actually, sorry, I need 3 diamonds, not just 1. And put these over here. That, and we will now have a diamond pickaxe, and hopefully that will make things a little bit easier for mining these, especially if we want to do the obsidian ones. So when we teleport in, we'll take a look, and there are some lobbies that seem to be broken where there are no particles, so if that happens, you can kind of ignore it and just try your luck in getting a better lobby. But definitely some luck involved there. And there is also a slash command that lets you see more particles. That is also another issue, that if there's too many objects in an area that have particles, you might not be able to see all of them. So if that's the case, you can look on the discords, and there is a slash command you can do that lets you see more particles. But we'll see. We seem to be fine there. And sometimes you kind of have to move these out of the way. I do seem to be getting quite a lot of endermites right now, and as you can see, they pack quite a punch at this level of gear so far. This is another one of these things where very soon we'll be one-shotting them and they will not pose a problem to us anymore, but not yet. And if you have some quests that require you to get some endstone collections, or to collect a certain amount of endstone, this is definitely a great way to do it through these little particle blocks. They produce quite a lot of them, and same thing for the obsidian ones. You can get a number of the enchanted obsidian pretty quickly, so definitely this could be a good source of obsidian collection or obsidian blocks. And once in a while you'll get the endstone shulker over here. Not particularly a great item, or not a power stone that we use a lot, but you can definitely get those over here. But we were able to get lucky and get our gauntlets, so let's go over here and let's put the reforge on it. And sometimes it really takes a lot of time, and you kind of see the same ones come back over and over again, but if you persevere, you're gonna be good. So we now have 2 of these items ready to go. Drop the money in the bank again. And now we can take a look at the next phases. And so if we go down in the Dragon's Nest, the last 2 are going to be a little bit more annoying, especially since we didn't get a whole lot of enchants up on our sword and armor yet. But we're going to have to kill a bunch of these watchers over here till we get, forget if it's the cloak or the belt that they give, and then we'll have to kill the obsidian, which is even more annoying. But we can see we got the cloak pretty quickly, thankfully, so it's gonna go increase our damage yet again. And then we can go farming the obsidian guardians, so those ones are probably the ones that are gonna hurt us the most, and we'll probably end up dying a couple of times as we get that last piece. But after we do, we can go back and just farm the Endermen and get the rest of the Ancients ready. There we go. And so over here you're getting not only just the bonus from the menacing, but you're also getting health and defense for each of these pieces. So they're all going to help you survive a little bit better. And like all of that end gear, you get better bonuses if you are in the end with it. So if we go over here, we'll see. And actually, if we take a look, probably, yeah, our strength, we're at 283 already. So definitely a great way to level up our strength is with unlocking all of that gear. So if there is a strength goal, this is a great way to get it unlocked. And once we start putting growth on this set of armor, probably we're going to be able to get the bonus for this month's bingo for having enough health. So we're going to kill a bunch of these obsidian defenders and try to get the belt. And if we die as we just did, it's not a big worry. We can always teleport back to the end. And we can see there the Minas Relic died a lot faster than the first one we saw earlier. And with that, we already got our Ender Belt. And we are ready to reforge our last piece of equipment. Go. And now that we have that, let's go over here and talk to Elixir again. And we are ready to teleport back to the end. And then we'll get over here. We can see with almost 4K now, so we're getting really close to one-shotting these Endermen. Once we are able to get a couple more enchants on the sword, that's going to be pretty easy to get start getting 5, 6, 7, and then eventually 10, 12k damage on these. Especially if you put like First Strike and the Enderman Slayer enchants, those are all going to help a lot. And once your inventory gets full, you can go and sacrifice all of the other Ender armors that we're going to get. Probably we're going to go through multiple inventory fulls of them over time. So actually one of the things that I'll end up doing right now is going over here and making a bit of room, so some of the stuff that I'm less likely to pick up, so things like that. And we have the Enderman pet over there. And we can even put all of these over here. And then, yep, when you do those blocks too, you can get some EXP, and actually, now that I think of it, that can come in pretty handy right about now. So let's go to the hub and let's get that thing used up. So let's put our weapon here and use up, there we go. And if we put this, we're going to get a lot of XP. And let's get the... actually, let's see what we can get over here. So we have the giant killer, could be a good one. So that will give you more damage if the enemies has more things than you. And if we go here and find the critical enchant, that's going to be another good enchant to put on, so we'll do more damage when we do critical hits. And if we look over here, I think damage wise that's pretty much it. Probably luck would be a good one to put on, and maybe lifesteal. And then over here, let's put growth on one piece of armor there. Always like to double check that we have the fierce set equipped, and that we're not trading with one of the best pieces of armor over there. But basically, if we take a look, so growth 5 here, we have 105 health from this chest plate. And just out of curiosity, if we teleport till the end, we'll see that we now have 210 health from there. So if we go and take a look at the bingo card, we'll see that we have the 180 strength, we're way above that. Bestiary milestone tree, again we've passed that quite a lot, and we have the 500 health quite above that too. So these are some pretty easy goals if you go for the end armor set. And once in a while it's good to go here and check your bestiary levels, or actually we have to talk to Brahma Space Slayer in the Spider's Den first. And let's go talk to them over there. If you have the elixir buff, climbing on top of here is probably not too bad. If not, you have to kind of be more mindful of finding a good path to climb up here, but even then sometimes it gets a little trickier, where it doesn't always make it pretty easy to find. But I think it's more on the other side. There's the better path to go up of these things. I don't come here often enough, and I always forget where the better path to go up through is, but yeah, I think it's this pad here. Actually, yeah, you see the little mushrooms that you can jump with, and when you talk to Brahmas, you can get to basically get your bestiary enchants a lot easier. So that's going to help you get some bonus XP and things like that. And let's go take a look over here, and we'll see the bestiary milestone. So we can click there to claim all the levels 1 through 5, and it's going to give us some combat XP a little bit, not a whole lot, but it does help to level up the pets a bit. And while we're up here, we probably should talk to the Grandma Wolf too. And Actually, this is one of these that you have to shift click if you're using Sky Handy. But basically the Grandma Wolf is going to give you a pet that is always active. So this is pretty good. And yeah, I think it goes in your menu automatically. So now we have the kill combos over here. That is going to give us more magic find and combat wisdom the more mobs that we kill. So pretty good to have that active since we had to come over here anyway. So now that we're back, we can see that with the enchants we put on our sword, we are now able to one-shot these very easily. So let's keep fighting a bit more of these, and as we put the other enchants, we'll gonna be keep getting even more better damage out of this. And then we can also enchant our armor set to get all the enchants that we need. And the other piece too that is pretty important is to get the enchanting at least to level 7 to get access to the replenish enchant, which now we have. So if we get that replenish hold, then we'll be able to use the replenish enchant on it once we get to 25 copper. And let's talk to the adventurer here. So now he's seeing that we're wearing the full ender set. And it's going to say that we are not combat 15 yet, so he's going to challenge us to kill some more Endermen, which he's absolutely right. This is a great way to get to level 15 combat. So we'll go kill those more Endermans, and once we're done, we'll go back to him and do the bow part of the quest. And now that we're at 75, let's put First Strike on here. That is going to give us even better. And this gives us access to the Ender Slayer enchantment, but I don't think you can put it through here. I think you have to craft it to be able to put the Ender Slayer enchant. But also notice that the burst is getting pretty nice from killing all of those Endermen, and now that we're not dying in the end anymore, it's going pretty nicely. So let's go take a look and see what that First Strike now does to our damage. So we are now at 7400, which means that we can kill the 6k Enderman in one shot now. And let's take a look at what's required if we want to do the Enderman enchant book. So if we go Ender Slayer, we need the enchanted pearls, which we have plenty of, and we need 24 paper. So let's go to the, actually not to the hub, but let's go to the barn area, to the Mushroom Deserts spawn over here, and let's go get a little bit of the sugarcane over here. And if we do that, we now have 63 paper. And I don't think we have access to anvil near here. No, you need to have the cookie buff for that. But let's go to the hub and let's find an anvil over there and get that those two books crafted and combined together. So if we actually we can do the crafting first. We'll put the Ender Slayer 4, sorry. Let's put 2 of them. If we combine together to do an Ender Slayer 5, and we need 40 XP levels to get that. And just out of curiosity here, let's see if we talk. let's get some money out and go talk to the librarian to get some of those XP bottles. So if we buy a stack of it, let's see if we can get anywhere close to level 40 on here and get that next part up so we can start hitting the 9k hopefully soon. And looks like we're gonna need a lot of these bottles to get to level 40 XP. There is a limit of how many of these you can buy a day also, so definitely have to do most of the grinding for the enchants manually, but you are definitely able to get some of these through the XP bottles a bit. And let's see if 10 will... not quite. So I think with this we should be good to use the anvil, and this will give us the Ender Slayer 5 on here. And let's take a teleport over to the end. Let's take a look just on the first ones here as comparison, and we can see we can now do 9k on them. And let's take a look. Don't think... okay, yeah, actually do have access to the bank now, so you are able to get access to the bank a little quicker on these profiles. So now let's go to the bottom of the nest over here and see, yep, we can finally one-shot these 9k Endermen, so this is going up very nicely, hard damage already, and we're going to be able to go kill zealots and all that if needed. And on that we did get our level 15 combat too, so we can now talk to the adventurer, and he's going to tell us to go kill some of the watchers over there and recover his bow. And let's go over here. And these, because they're not Endermen, they do not take the extra damage, so it takes a little bit more to kill them, but we actually got pretty lucky and already got the bow, and we got one of the monocles here. So actually, if we were going for a mage setup, you could keep killing these until you get your 9 monocles over there. And basically he's trying to sell them to you at a profit, but let's just go talk to the pearl dealer on top here, and he is yeah, the first time he just gives you kind of the original spiel, but the second time you talk to him, he's telling you that he's going to give you a dragon short bow for free. So that gives you another good weapon. So if you get a bunch of arrows, you can start killing dragons with this. And if you've killed some watchers, you'll probably have some flint arrows already, but you can go stock up in the hub if you need to have more of these. But basically, with this, we already have a very good fighting setup. The next step is I'll have to put some better enchants. I still only have growth 5 here and netting on the rest. But we're going to put some enchants on the armors. And after that, we're going to be able to do some slayers. And in this month's bingo challenge, we have to kill a tier 2 of the spiders slayers, so we'll get started on that in a little bit. but I'll grind some more Endermen here to get some XP and be able to put some enchants on my armor first. And that's going to be the next step is when the armor is enchanted, I'll reconvene here and we'll go kill some slayers and get that bingo quest out of the way. Alright, so we've finally upgraded our weapon and everything is good to go. So we'll deposit the coins and we'll bring in the Abiphone. I think it already has the content, and oh, actually let's just withdraw for now. Let's say 30,000 coins just to have enough to get some of these things started. So we'll talk to Maddox over here, and you'll see that to start the Tarantula Brood Fodder you need to slay a Revenant Horror level 2 first, and to do that we have to slay a level 1 first. And here we're just gonna go, you know, very simple. We'll keep our Sharp Void Sword and the Ender armor and the Ender equipment that we've made so far. And let's go over here. This should be plenty, and we've put other enchants here too to make things a little bit easier. So we now have the Cleave enchant, which means that the damage will be spread out to the other enemies around too. So you'll see that you don't have to necessarily only kill one monster at a time. And for the Slayer quests, this should definitely help. And we'll see, these ones here take a little bit more work, but we'll see. Very quickly we were able to basically one-shot that T1 Revenant, so we'll get the credit there, and we'll get the level 2 started. So let's see, if we kill a ghoul, we're gonna have to kill a couple of these, and you know, we'll have can either just kill the regular ones, or you can kill some of these golden ghouls. They'll give a lot more XP, but they'll also be a lot harder to kill, so maybe they're beyond our ability at this point. But maybe if we're kind of stubborn enough, we'll kind of get to it, and we can get these kills. So that's gonna give us a kind of some bonus XP there. But we'll just go in and kill these other ghouls pretty quickly, and with our life regen, that's gonna give us back some of the lost life that we got on the golden ghouls. But basically just very quickly get our kills over here, and once we have these killed, we'll be able to kill our T2 hopefully pretty quickly, and then we can go have fun with the Spider Revenant. So if you have any Revenants to kill, this is kind of how you can get started in terms of gear. And you can see that the gear that we farmed so far, it is pretty good to do a lot of things. And so now let's see if we can talk here again. Yeah, so we'll get their reward, and then we'll get this one started, and we'll go over to the spider den, and we'll be able to get some of that. See, we have a bestiary milestone. It's going to give us a tiny little bit more of health. And let's take a look how quickly these spiders will give us the XP we need. Yeah, actually for this level 1 spider, it's going to be pretty easy to get that. if not, we can go in the other section and we should be able to one-shot a lot of the larger spiders too and get the XP faster. But that's only if we're going to go for a T2 spider. And in terms so far, I am still using just the sharpness 5. If we come to a point where we struggle, we can switch that to get the bonus against spiders instead, but I think this, yeah, it's a pretty quick, easy one. And let's take a look at the bingo goal to kind of remember which one that we have to do for this again. So we have to summon Arachne, that one. Alright, so for the goal here, you need the Tarantula Brood Fodder too. So let's talk to Maddox over here. Let's get this one stopped, and then let's go for the T2 instead. And we just need about 40 kills of these little spiders, so not really a big deal. But just out of curiosity, let's go take a look at the other bigger spiders to see how we do over in the nest itself, where you're going to be getting a lot more XP per kill and kind of rush through that a lot faster. Alright, there we go. I had forgotten where these arms are, and yeah, these are all I think they've reduced the difficulty of these spiders to make them a lot faster to kill, but they still give some pretty good XP. So with these ones over here, we'll see, we just need 15 kills of these spiders, and we will be unlocking the Brood Fodder tier 2. And let's see, over here we were able to get rid of that very quickly, no issues at all. So this is one more bingo goal that we're able to rush through pretty easily. And if we are to take a look over here out of curiosity, we are now already in the top 84%, and we could keep killing these without too much issue. So the next one we'll do is, in this case, we have two quests, one over here for the 60k pelts and this one for killing a trapper animal. And so let's take a look at the fast travel and go, I think it's the barn over here, and we have the slash warp trapper unlocked, and that allows us to talk to Trevor over here. And also I see we have yet another bestiary level over here, and he's offering us to do that. Alright, so we have to go over in the oasis to find our trapper animal, and if you have some of the helper things, they'll remind you where the oasis is, but basically it's going to be near the beginning of the deserts over here. So we'll go past the little village and go down to where you can normally get your sugarcane and all that. So over in here we're going to be looking for a special enemy over in here. Hopefully we can find it pretty quickly, and we have killed that, and that's given us the bingo point for killing one of these over here, and you can return to the trapper to get another one. So just with that, we have been able to complete this quest, and we have 2 contributions for this quest over here, so yet another one along the way. The next 2 that I'm going to be focusing on are going to be the rotten flesh, because we'll have to get the minions started for that, and probably going to start working on my Crystal Hollows quests so we can get some progress towards there to be able to get Heart of the Mountain Tree so we can go in Crystal Hollows. And finally we're going to go for the craft any pet, so we'll get the chicken farm going and all of that, so I'll be showing that once I'm ready to do some progress over there. So I did a little bit of work offline, and basically I killed a bunch of zombies in the hub and started working on the zombie minions over here. But the part I want to show next is how to get eggs, because by default it is kind of difficult a little bit, but we'll go over here and kind of lure the chicken out of the pen over here, and as soon as the chicken come out, then they will be out of the range for the chicken minion to be able to kill them over there. So if I can get all of your attention, and you know, ideally if I can bring them in a separate pen over here, although we saw that he did kill one over there. But ultimately what we are looking to do is to get 5 chicken outside of there, and that way we can make the chicken head, and once we have the chicken head we're going to be able to hatch the eggs ourselves without any issues. So we're gonna go there, and now that all the chickens are out of his range, we're gonna go over here and just lock that up. And what I'll do too is I'll breed a couple of chicken together to give us a baby chicken, and basically the more chicken you have, the more chances that you get an egg. And at this point it is just a waiting game. Eventually the chicken will lay eggs and you're gonna be able to get them. There is, I think, a negative timer over here on your private island where it does take a little bit longer than usual, but at least this way over time you are going to be able to get the eggs. And other than that, if we kind of take a look at the bingo card, so while I was killing the chicken to make the farmer over there, I also killed a bunch of cows, and if you have cleave as we got previously, it is very quick once you go in the farming island to or in the barn area just to get a whole bunch of the animals, because you hit one and all of the other ones around it, they all die. So I was able to craft a small backpack pretty quickly and get all of that done. And Also here, I did get the credit, weirdly enough here. It says spawn a golden goblin from a goblin egg. But I did just spawn the golden goblin from farming, not from an egg, and it still counted. So that one is kind of weird. Kind of feels a little buggy, but normally you would have to actually get a goblin egg in order for that to count. And so after that we have here our rotten flesh collection. It is starting to go up a little bit, but we're gonna use the minions and keep upgrading them so we can do a larger ding on here. We are going to be working on crafting a Jerry pet over here shortly once we can start getting the eggs. The farming skill, that one is going to be pretty soon, and we are going to have to farm 200k carrots anyway. So I think the rest, there's the gemstone collection. That one we have to do a little bit more work towards. Unique minions, we're going to get there pretty quickly. 5-star the dungeon item, and then brew a potion level 4 or higher. Basically that one, I went to the NPC that sells the blaze powders in the hub and stocked up on everything, and I think you have to do that 4 days in a row, and then you'll have the blaze powder needed to do your speed 4 potion. And so just wait a little bit here, and let's see if no, the chicken are not ready to breed again, but we'll give them a little bit of time, and once they're ready and they start producing eggs, might be 5, 10, 15 minutes, I'll just kind of go AFK and watch out for it, and I'll be back in a video once we start getting the eggs. And we finally have our 5th egg over here, so we'll go over here and we see we can make the chicken egg. And basically when you sneak, every 5 seconds you lay an egg, and that way you can make your own eggs and not have to wait a very long time for these chicken to lay them. And that way, if we kind of look at the collection for raw chicken and we take a look at, we'll basically have to go kill some more chicken to get the enchanted egg recipe here at 2.5k, or we can get some of it through the minion that we have. But basically, if you put 9 stacks of 16 eggs, as we can see, that's going to be pretty simple to get those eggs, and you don't have to just sit here and wait for it to. You can just go in, kill some mobs, and as you're killing them, you just squat and get an egg, and just keep either you know, farming or killing monsters or whatever it is that you want to do. But you can definitely get those eggs pretty quickly, and that way we'll be able to get our Jerry pet done in no time at all.